What's up? What up, everybody? What's going down? What's happening? You know who it is on the camera. I hope it's going well for you. When I post this today and you see this today, I hope your day, your night, whatever it is, I hope it went amazing. I know we have those rough days. I know we do. I know it's tough. I know it's really, really hard to get through them. It's very difficult. My days aren't perfect. Like, I smile. I mean, I try as much as I can to smile. I try to give positive, even though my days are shit some days. I just push forward, man. Just keep pushing forward. But I put on the camera, and I knew there was going to be a reason. At some point in time, I was going to put on this camera. And I know it's been a while since I've actually been on the camera. But I want to bring up a topic. I've been getting inspired by it. And it's just something that I've always wanted to, like, I probably brought it up before, or I've probably talked about it before, but it's something where, like, in your past where you've been troubled, you've been a troubled kid, or like throughout your whole life you've been, not your whole life, but parts of your life you've been troubled, and we all go through that. We all make the mistakes, and you have to, and you can't say that you haven't because you have to. And if you're not learning from it, then I don't know. But anyways, so like back in your day, you've been troubled, and or being troubled or whatever, and you're that person that's learning from it, and you start to learn from it. um uh and those, oh fuck, what was I trying, hold on a sec. Bear with me, I'm not editing this. So um my point is like, back in the day, like, for you as the person that's growing up, that you've been troubled before, and you're learning from it, or have learned and still learning and still growing from it, and you've changed from it, and you're bettering yourself from it, but you still keep making mistakes here and there. But like back then, you were just always that bad person. You wouldn't stop, and blah 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 blah. You would just kept going on. But for you, that for you being that person, and for your family or whoever it is, the people in your past, have known you for that, and you're starting to learn from it, or have learned from it and changing from it, whatever, and they start seeing the change and seeing how you're growing and seeing how you're learning from it, they're not gonna, like, they hate it. Like, I've had people, or still have people in my life, that I've been a trouble person in my past, or I've been making mistakes all through my life, or whatever. People like to call them failures, but they're not. It's just learning curves, taking risk, and if you fail from it, whatever, you're learning from it, whatever you want to call it. But for you, the one that's learning from it, and have been troubled, and still going, they're not gonna see your side of how you want to learn from it. They're gonna keep criticizing, every time they see a mistake that you make, every time that they see a fallback that you do, every time they see you fail from something, they're gonna aim for that. They're gonna keep pointing towards that. They're not gonna see how you learn from it, what you're still doing, and even though you're still making mistakes, they're still not gonna see the proper way of why you're doing it. And like, they just hate to see the part that, to admit, let's put it that way, they hate to admit that you have made change, that you have grown, and you have learned, and you have done all the things that they say that you are not doing or haven't done. So for example, somebody's saying that, oh, you don't learn anything, you just keep making the same mistakes. Now, for someone to say that to me, that's irrelevant to what I'm doing, or it doesn't make any sense to say that you learn nothing or whatever, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't be able to talk about the things I talk about. And I say this over and over and over again, but for someone to say to you, or for you knowing that you're making change, and for you knowing that you're learning, no matter what you do, no matter what you go through, you know what you're learning from, and you know what you're doing to make it happen, to build from your foundation up, to build your future, to build who you need to be for what you want to have for your future, or to succeed for your dreams or for your goals or whatever. If you know what you're doing, who cares for those people that keep bringing up, oh yeah, but you've done this and you've done that, and if you know you're admitting to it and you know that you're learning from it, who cares what they say? I don't know why those people don't understand, or they can't just look past and keep moving forward and look past all the craziness. And it's like, I'm a stubborn person. Like, I know me too well that I know my personality and stuff, and I can be stubborn, but at times I get past that stubbornness, and I just do it because it makes you feel so much happier. And for the people that aren't asking you how's it going, or asking you what you're doing or how you're doing it, if they don't want to bother, they're not the people that are going to be in your, or should be in your life, or when you succeed, because they're not there. They're not understanding that all the steps that you have taken, all the mistakes that you've made. I like to say this one quote, and I made it up one time and I put it in a song, or I was still going to release it or whatever, but the quote's, I learn from every step I take, and I learn from every mistake I make. So basically meaning, no matter what, like no matter what I've done, and I learned from it. And so back to what I was saying, when people they don't like to admit to saying, yeah, he's, they're doing well now, like they used to be this and they used to be that, and no matter what he does, he still bounces back. Like, no matter what, like, the person's still bouncing back. So what's the deal of criticizing every mistake that they have made? You're just aiming towards that. No positive, any positive that they have done, any positive that they have said, any moves they've made to better themselves. Those people that have seen you troubled back in the day, and that you have made change, they don't want to admit that you have made the change. And again, no matter what you do, they still don't want to admit to saying, yeah, no matter what, they still bounce back. And I'm that person. I don't care what anybody says. And as you can see, I turn on this camera, and it's hard sometimes to do it. I have so many goddamn ideas that I just want to put on here and put out there, but I have the fear, like everybody else does. We have a fear that we're afraid to do something. We're afraid of somebody, what they're going to say, because there's so much criticizing and so much judgment in this world that we all get caught up in it. We all start to do it in some sort of way. So I'm not saying that I'm not that person that hasn't done it, or still sometimes make the mistake of doing it and not seeing the real of it, but for the ones that keep looking at you and saying like you're saying, well, I've made this move, yeah, I fell back, but I kept doing this, and yeah, I fell. They're gonna say, yeah, they're gonna make up excuses, trying to bring out the bad, trying to bring out all the mistakes that you have made, and everything that you have done, and they're gonna criticize it, and they hate to admit it. They hate to admit that you're doing good. They hate to admit that you made a mistake, but you're learning from it. They hate to admit that you fell, but you got back up. They hate to admit that you keep falling, but you keep getting back up. Like, do you get my point? You see what I'm saying? And I know we all go through this, and I know there's times that we all have this. This world is huge. Our city's big. Our towns are big. Like, no matter what, this world is huge. We're surrounded by people, man. We're surrounded by human beings that we can't control. We can't, well, people are controlled. I mean, I shouldn't even have said that, because people are controlled and stuck in the media and stuck in this commercialized bullshit, and they feel like me, what's a spoon? A spoon is a spoon, man. Like, I don't know what a spoon. How do we know a spoon isn't a wall? How do we know a wall isn't a spoon? I know some of you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I mean, what is a spoon? What's the meaning to half these things? So I kind of like create my own movements, and I'm not saying that I'm making people follow me. I'm not saying that. I know that there is going to be people that will follow. I'm not making you do it, but I know and I understand that I will have a small group, big group, whatever it is. So I'm going to say what I have to say. I'm going to start doing that, try to do it more often, but like, not be so rude about it, and try not to offend so many people. But again, that's tough, because we all have our different ways. I know I just rambled on in the end there, and it's going on 10 minutes, so yeah, hopefully, damn for the lighting, man. I tried like 5 minutes before I freaking turned on this camera to figure out this lighting before I came on here. Freaking crazy. Y'all want to see something? I know I'm just rambling on now, but I hope you guys just got what I was saying. Like, really, truly, go check this shit out. Yeah, that's from the dollar store. Movie popcorn. Yep, that's what's up. So just add a little random and fun in there for a minute, make you smile. Just smile a little bit. So yeah, again, those people, and I have those people in my life, and I know the ones maybe may see this and they probably still won't understand what I'm saying, which is cool, and it's understandable to understand. I know it's understandable that people won't understand what you're saying half the time, and sometimes you don't need to explain yourself. I'm the person that likes to explain myself because that's what I'm doing, that's what my needs, and that's what I want to do in life, to help people and show people and help myself. So yeah, if you're that troubled one and still making change and still learning and still falling and still learning and still falling and still learning and keep going because you don't want to stop, if you're that person, who cares what the other people say that you keep falling and they keep, you'll see it. They'll focus just on the negative, man. They'll just, every positive that you do, every change that you've made, and even though you still fall, even all those things that you make, they won't even focus on that. But as soon as you make a mistake, or as soon as that you've done something, one thing, no matter what it is, they're there no matter what. They're there for that negative. They're there for oh, there it is again, oh, there they fell again, da, da, da. But then as soon as you get right back up and start doing that positive, start grinding and start doing those big things, those people aren't there. They don't care. They just aim for all the bad that you've done. And I know for the ones that are watching this, I know you're listening, and I know you're hearing this, and I hope that somebody relates to this and understands what I'm saying. But I said I was going to shut the fuck up at 10 minutes. My apologies for my swearing. I don't want to get this demonetized. 12 minutes. But I'm ending this. I hope your day goes well. I hope the rest of it, hope the night, whatever it is. I'm out. I'm going to get my day, keep continuing here. Watch some more videos, listen to music, start singing more. Do some beatboxing. Yeah, so much love to everybody. Don't complain if you're not going to make a change. Don't complain about it if you're not going to make a change. Keep that head up. Keep smiling. Peace out.